Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey back with another video. Happy Friday to all of you. I wanted to do this quick video with you guys about the notion of being kind. We've always heard the phrase to never mistaken one's kindness for weakness, things of that nature. Or it's okay to be selfless and for others to not view it as one being selfish. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit because I've had this encounter on several occasions with various people over time, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on it and to also, as always, hear your thoughts about it too. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right in. So with regards to the notion of whether it's okay to be kind and still have boundaries, I honestly think that that's something that is completely fine, because rather if you end up letting individuals continue to slide, if you will, in terms of the things that they choose to do, whether it's good or not so great, they'll continue to do just that. I've heard the phrase, what's it called, playing with your top or something like that. I guess it's like that new age phrase thing, but you guys know what I'm trying to say, right? There should be a certain limitation when it comes to that. Meaning, still continue to treat others the way you want to be treated, but at the same time, never give an individual or group of individuals too much space to take advantage of it. I can think back to the times where I've done that, where maybe I was on the receiving end of it, where, in a workspace, you have things that you have to focus on that's allocated to you, but then you have others who have those same tasks and things they need to take on, but knowing how you are when it comes to your work ethic, they choose to kind of throw that load onto you as well. So it's more of that thing of, hey, I see that you're doing so great in your space, but could you also do my part also? Now, a lot of us who have a bit of a big heart, we tend to be very receptive to it. Like, okay, being a team player, like, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that for you. It's all about the team, right? But little do we realize that in a sense that's causing our own sense of comfort to deplete. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. I mean that in the sense that we tend to drain ourselves because we're so consumed. We feel so obligated to want to take on the brunt of others' tasks as well as our own, just to keep the train moving, right? Especially if you're in the sales industry. Those of us who've been in it before, we know. If you know, you know. When you think about the metrics, right? The numbers as far as starts and cancels and all that jazz. When you think about the bigger scope, the bigger picture of the number we're aiming towards as a team, you're like, it's a team effort. So, let me do what I can to contribute to it. Especially if you know that you are a strong player, one of the strong players. And I say all that to say, regardless of which work environment you're in, if it's dealing with even that type of scenario, people tend to take kindness for weakness. And again, it's up to us, those who have the kind heart, the truly genuine kind spirit, to know when to cut those energy vampires off. It can be a tough pill to swallow because, again, especially if you've been one that have always been like that, it's something that's pretty difficult to adjust to, but it can be done. And granted, you're gonna get a few onlookers who will say, oh, what's gotten into him? Oh, what's gotten into her? Don't let that affect you. Because at the end of the day, honey, if the shoe was on the other foot, I can assure you, they would not have even done nearly as enough as what you and I have done when it came to being a team player. So if you get some of those that tend to give you the side eye, like, what has gotten into them? Let it be. Don't let it affect you. Or as I said in one of my other videos, don't let it stop your train. Because at the end of the day, you have to focus on you and maintaining this meat suit, right? Because after all, they're not caring about it. There's some of the things that we tend to care about because we genuinely have a nice heart are often sometimes the things that people play on. it's up to us as individuals to know when to put our foot down. Or as an old saying would go, where we put in that notion of where the buck stops here, right? We have to know when to sever those ties so we can focus on the betterment of self. For if we don't, the very meat suit that we're focusing on maintaining on a daily basis is going to feel the effects of it. Sadly enough, it can lead to individuals becoming sick. I've seen it on plenty of occasions where that has happened with people that I've worked alongside with, and actually, to be quite transparent, it's happened to me as well, where you get so burnt out, where you end up taking out more time beyond that PTO because you feel burnt out. And sadly enough, sometimes that has a lot to do with what decisions we've made as well. Even though our decisions are coming from a pure space and wanting to help others, but we are doing it in such a way that we're not paying close attention to how our body is responding to all of it. And it's up to us to now make sure we make that shift so it doesn't continue to be a cycle that is ongoing. That is all for today's quick video. I want to know you guys' thoughts. What has been your solution to a time when maybe you've done nothing but gave your all for the team, for the family, or for the household? You know, think of a time when you have been one that has always been on top of your game when it came to everything, anything and everything you've done. But for some reason, people saw you as that go-to and say, you know what? I don't have to worry about this because I know so-and-so is going to do it for me. And they played on that. Think of a time when that has happened and what type of effects it took on you. Again, I say this in a lot of my videos, you guys. Slow up, pay attention. Because you'll notice these little things like, wait, the reason why I'm feeling like this is because of A, B, and C. That's when you have to do process of elimination. And you'll notice the difference. Please do understand that you will see the difference. But it's up to us to know when to break the chains. Consultations are still open as well. So actually, as of today and tomorrow, it's booked. But going into the new week, there will be consultations available, just to give you guys a heads up because today is Friday. Furthermore, outside of this, I'm also in the field house when it comes to keynote speaking and motivational speaking as well. So if you or your organization happen to have an event that is coming up that you would like for me to come and visit and partake in, as far as speaking on a particular topic, whatever the case may be, you need to have someone that's the head of your organization to reach out to me, where we can then discuss the details accordingly. So, but yeah, outside of that, I hope you all do have a blessed day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, you guys.